Let's turn it up. Don't stop, won't stop, can't stop now. Don't stop, won't stop, can't stop. Don't stop, won't stop, can't stop now. Don't stop, won't stop, let's turn it up.
Okay, guys. So on the previous lessons, we did the basics. Now it's time to get to the money, baby. My favorite part. My favorite part. So check this out. You got 3 profit centers that we're talking about here. This is just not wholesaling. You got wholesaling ugly houses, pretty houses, and cash flowing with no money down. None. So let's get to the nuggets. The profit centers. We got wholesaling. I train my students. You're a student of mine, and we also offer coaching. I train my students $10 to $100 only. That's all you want to put on the contract. That's all you want to give a seller to put the house under contract. And I recommend $100 for properties $200,000 and above. Smaller properties, $10. In Georgia, it's a legal and binding contract. In your state or your country, it may be different. So you need to check with a local real estate attorney and get one that's a part of a REIA group. Don't get don't just call one attorney and think he the be all know all. Call several attorneys and you'll find a good one. Just ask simple questions. Hey, do you do wholesaling? Do you do wholesale lease options? Do you know how to do sandwich lease options? All attorneys are not the same. So just go to your local REIA, see who's everybody using. Because typically, if they're using them, then the guy understands true real estate business. All real estate attorneys are not the same. Keep that in mind. So we get back to wholesaling. So my students I teach you guys only give $10 to $100. That's it. The contract is binding. You want to get as long as possible on your contracts. I would say in this market, 30 days. Put it on the contract for 30 days. Boom. You find you a buyer, somebody who's looking to rehab a property. Ricky the rehabber, you looking for him? Hey Ricky, I got this deal under Mayo. That's maximum allowed offer. I got this deal under the Mayo formula. It's a perfect deal. It needs this and repairs. Do your own due diligence. I need $2,000-$3,000 down. And when you sell it to an investor, you only give them 14 days. Don't deal with the investors that want 30 days because they're doing what you're doing. So that's how you can weed out the bullshit. If an investor wants 30 days, and typically he's trying to wholesale your deal. So you can wholesale with people, but don't let them tie your property up more than 14 days and get a nice earnest money. In the front end, when we get buying from sellers, we only give a small down payment because we're at little or no risk. That's how we operate. When you're selling, they need to come with a nice earnest money check. They need to come with They need to come with $1,000 or $2,000 minimum. That's when you're selling on your buyer side. So that's wholesaling. Now we're also going to get into wholesale lease option with these beautiful, pretty houses. And I'm telling you guys, the checks are great, big checks. If you're not afraid to deal with the big boys, you can get some nice 6-figure checks. When you go down to the medium range houses, you're going to have more buyers in that price range. You know, medium range, whatever your area is, the medium range over there is typically going to be your hot spot where you're going to pop, get paid, man, just closing deals like crazy. But you got to understand your market, and you got to know your market, understand the war zones, the hot zones, understand where your money is. So the wholesale lease option, you just basically putting a pretty house under contract with no money. If you're gonna do a wholesale lease option, which means you get in the deal and you're getting out the deal, you're not staying in the middle collecting in the cash flow, then you're gonna use the lease option memo, put it under contract, and we typically say, Mr. Seller, we only give security deposit in first month, and you know our buyer pays us. So we're going to give you this money. The buyer is going to pay us. Now you got to, when you get the property listed for sale, you're going to have to jack up the purchase price on the back end to cover your fee. And typically on the lease purchase, you look for about 5%. Nothing less. Don't take nothing less than that, or you're in big trouble. So you look for 5% on these lease purchases minimum. So you know if you look for that minimum, you can't give your seller anything over 5%. So keep that 5% as a rule of thumb. Wholesale lease option. You put it under contract. Boom, pretty house under contract. You look for a tenant buyer, somebody who maybe have challenged credit, or somebody who may has a high debt to income ratio. They got a nice down payment, 5% or higher. Then boom, we typically go with the guy with a bigger down payment. We also run all this stuff, you know, credit, background, and all that. Credit, we're not too much looking for, especially if you got a big down payment, because hey, you qualified. But that's what we're looking for first. Then you know we get into all the details. We try to pick the best out of the best 2 or 3. So that's wholesale lease option. That's what we're going to get into. And then the third thing is sandwich lease option. Your third profit center. Sandwich lease option. You're just like an Oreo, baby. You're the cream in the middle. Boom. The double stuff. Boom. So you're the cream in the middle. You're going to do the same thing just like a wholesale lease option. But the only difference is you're going to stay in there and collect the rent. You're going to collect the rent every month. So whatever the seller is paying to his mortgage company, you're going to have it on the contract for that amount. $900, right? So now you're looking for a market value. Just say market value, rent market value is $1,200. Boom, now you have a spread of $300. You have that spread of $300 every single month. So that's the sandwich lease option. And you stand in the middle, you collecting payment, sending the payment to the homeowner. Or I prefer send it to the mortgage company directly. But however you work that out, it's up to you. Send it to the mortgage company and you collect the check. You know, that's your check. $300 every month profit. You got 5 of those. That's $1,500. You can run a nice real estate business, make 6 figures a year off $1,500 a month. Hire your virtual assistant and put some players in place. Hey, and keep it moving. So that's the sandwich lease option. You stand in the middle. Guys, I'm telling you, there's so many opportunities out here. Go out there and crush it. I want to get some testimonials. I want to see some life change. Some life changes. And make sure you always remember it starts up here. It starts up here first, guys, and then it manifests out. So within, so without. Let's get to it.